2 pitch. Come on. Pitch. Got it. Andrew Nice. Strike 3. Come on. 1-2. Lehigh wins the championship.
You are assigned to labor in the Argentina Cordoba mission. You will prepare to preach the gospel in the Spanish language.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our first ever interview on The Crutchy Show. I'm excited to have my younger brother, Caleb Crutchfield, here with me. And Caleb, I don't know if you want to start by telling us a little about yourself.
Let's see. I am Connor's younger brother by 3 years. I'm committed to play baseball at CSI, but before I do that, I am going to serve a mission in the Cordoba, Argentina mission. And I leave in about a week for that.
Mm-hmm. So you'll be flying to Mexico City on the 11th, correct?
Yeah, Mexico City on the 11th.
And as of yet, you don't know when you're going all the way down to Argentina.
I'm not completely sure, but from the best guess that me and my companions have, it's September 11th. So...
Okay. Well, that'll be cool. I just wanted to have you on to be able to talk a little bit about, we'll start with a little bit of baseball, and then we'll talk more about your mission towards the end. I'd like to ask you some questions about your expectations, how you feel so far, about a week into MTC, and maybe a little bit about after the mission. So we'll go from there. But I'd like to start out playing a little clip from the end of the championship game. So you guys came in. What was your guys' seed in the playoffs for Utah high school baseball?
I want to say we were 5th. We might have been a little bit lower than that. Like we were high enough where it's like we had a possibility to go like semifinals, like do like well in the tournament, but we weren't like, we had like everyone like looked at us and we basically had no chance in their eyes of winning it. Just like we were just like a so-so team.
Yeah, I think you guys were the 5th seed if I'm remembering watching it on the TV the first few games. So you come in and you guys went undefeated during the playoffs up until the championship, correct?
Yeah. So we had beat AF. Well, so we played our first game in the tournament was Riverton, which was the number 4 team, I want to say.
I think so, yeah.
They're number 4. We beat them, so then we had to play AF, who was the number 1 team, right? They number 1 or number 2?
I'm not sure.
They're number 2. They were the 2 seed. So we beat them. AF and Riverton actually, I think it's for the past 5 years, like those 2 teams together have won the 6A state championship for baseball. So they were pretty much, that's who everyone thought was going to win.
So they were kind of the team to beat.
Yeah, so we beat
them.
Riverton.
And was Mountain Ridge 3rd?
Mountain Ridge was 1st.
Oh, they were the 1 seed. Okay.
Yeah, Maple Mountain was the 1 seed going into it.
Oh. Maple Mountain?
Not Maple Mountain.
That's 5A.
That's 5A. Yeah, my fault.
So I guess getting back to you guys in the playoffs, who'd you play before the championship?
Before, was that, I want to say Riverton. I want to say we beat Riverton, played AF, beat AF. So then those 2 had to play each other. So Riverton AF played. Riverton
because
won that game.
It was double elimination.
Yeah, so it was double elimination. So Riverton won that game. So then they moved on, and then we had to play Riverton again to go into the championship. So then we beat Riverton, and we move on, and we had to play Corner Canyon. And Corner Canyon, though,
they were the 10 seed.
They were the 10 seed, yeah. They were the Cinderella story that the commentators would not shut up about.
Yep. The commentators were excited about. Corner Canyon. I mean, it is cool for a 10 seed to make it that far, but RPI in Utah high school sports is not always the most accurate predictor of teams anyways.
Yeah, it's like Corner Canyon was a good team. They had good players, so they should have been ranked higher, but it's like, I don't know. I feel like
It's all based off of.
it's based off of just who you play. And
It's like RPI does a decent enough job that no
Yeah.
one's gonna complain enough to get it removed, but it's questionable. So you guys get to the championship. Game 1, you guys run ruled them.
Yeah, the funny thing is, like, game 1, when we went into it, the kid that started the game pitching, he had pitched one other varsity game, and it was that first game against Riverton, and he had done pretty well. Like, he pitched 3 or 4 innings, and they're like, oh, yeah, he's doing good. So they pitched him in the championship game, and he did really good. He just shut him down.
Yeah.
We were actually hitting good, so we were able to get runs going.
Yeah,
It was a really good game.
A real surprise watching it, but it was like you guys really brought your A game.
Yeah.
And it seemed like in games before you had either had like defense would do solid and offense would lack a little bit or vice versa.
Yeah.
And there were good games before that too, but that was really one where it all came together and you guys just throttled them.
Yeah. And then, like, the previous games, the joke was always that Lehigh didn't do like fielding anything until past the 4th to 6th inning. That's when we did stuff. And honestly, it was true. We only got runs in the 4th, 5th, and 6th innings in all the other games. So, like, when we came into that game, we just, right off the bat, we're going kind of, I think it surprised everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, so 6th inning, I think it was a 6th inning run rule. In high school, they only go to 7 here in Utah. So I guess we'll cut to kind of the more pertinent to you part of the story. You close out the second game against Corner Canyon.
Yep.
And we lost that one.
Yeah.
So what did you expect coming into the third game against Corner Canyon? This time it's winner take all.
Let's see. Going into game 3, it honestly caught us off guard because we came in after run ruling them. So like we're strolling up for game 2, we're feeling nice, we're feeling pumped. We're ready to just go win. We have like a really good pitcher on the mound, so we're expected to go win. And then just errors happen, just part of the game. Sometimes you just mess up.
Yeah, it seemed like you guys were still the same team who can perform at a high level. You were a team that had surprised a bunch of people. Part of me did wonder if, like, the run ruling them in the first game kind of, I don't know, I think it would be really hard to avoid feeling a little light on them going into the next game. In the championship series, run ruling a team, that's pretty crazy, so...
Yeah.
I think you guys were understandably a little relaxed.
Yeah, there's a combination of, they were like the 10 seed. We had just beat AF and Riverton, who are just really good teams. We had just run ruled Corner Canyon, so we're thinking, oh sweet, this is light, this is going to be easy. And Corner Canyon, they have a really good hitting team.
Yeah. They
had a good pitcher on the mound, and they kind of they came back at us. So like going into game 3, I had closed the end of the second game, and I was kind of just expecting to be able to chill, sit on the bench, and just watch. And then our pitching coach came up to me and he told me, hey, be ready because you're still on the docket to go in.
This was before the game?
This is before the third game had started, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we warm up, the game starts, and I was just chilling there. We get to about, I think it was 4th inning. The Corner Canyon, they started to time up our pitcher. They're hitting good off him. So me and one of the other closers got called to the bullpen to go pitch. So we would run down there, and then I got told to go in. So basically, the starter he was just tired. They were hitting off him well.
Yeah.
So they switched pitchers.
4 innings is
4 innings, yeah. Yeah, in high school, it's like I don't know, it was just different for
Yeah.
a championship.
Yeah, It seems like you guys had a lot of pitchers that were coming in and pitching their part, and
Yeah.
that's just kind of the way it goes. I mean, that's a championship series. That's winner take all. It's
Yeah. Yeah, so I go in, I think end of 4th inning is when I go in. So I close out that inning, finish it off. We go, and I think the next inning, I think we got shut down pretty much. Like, it was just nothing again. So I think
on offense.
On offense.
Okay. Yeah.
It took a couple innings. It took till about, I want to say, was it the 6th inning that we finally started to get hits?
I believe so. I think you guys got one runner in a little bit earlier, and then
Like, it was like slow. It was like we'd get on base, and
Yeah.
then, but we wouldn't be able to get anything in.
and then it was the 7th inning.
Yeah. So then we hit the 7th inning, and I've still been pitching. And
Oh wait, no, my bad. So it was, you guys had last ups,
Corner Kane had last ups because
did they?
because
You
we got our hit, and then we had to go pitch.
Yeah, but that was in the top of the 7th. You guys didn't play the bottom of the 7th.
Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, that's true because we were there's a coin toss. I forget at the end. It's a coin toss for who's home and
Right.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so we go, and I want to say it was our 4-hitter. Got a good just line drive over shortstop that scored 2 runs. So at that point,
was Brandon.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so at that point we're up by
You were up by 2.
2, yeah.
Is it 5-3?
Yeah, 5-3.
We'll show the clip here in just a second. So
Yeah.
I don't know if we can show the clip now. Let's go to the clip.
Good waste there. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Alex, you think of the moments.
If only Dusty were here. 1-2. Lehigh wins the championship!
All right. So that's obviously an awesome way to end the season, to end your high school career. What were you thinking after, I guess it'd be after that waste ball there, right before the last pitch? You remember what pitch it was?
It was a fastball. It was at that point in the game, it was like everyone's nervous enough coming up the bat. That's like
Yeah.
you don't even need to throw anything too crazy. It's like the
nothing
fastball.
fancy.
The fastball had been working, so I just kept going with that. The funny thing is, I'd actually talked with one of my teammates earlier in the game. Like, I asked him, like, hey, when you're like when the counts 1-2, like 0-2, like 3-2, like what do you think? And I was like, are you thinking you're down in the count or like up in the count, kind of a thing?
Mm-hmm.
And he said like when it's a 3-2 count, he's like, I'm down in the count. He said, and then he's like, when it's like a 1-2 count, he's like, I'm even, like just like 0-2, he's up. And then basically I told him like, oh, it was like when I get 3-2 count, I'm even there. Like I feel like I'm even, like that's an even count where
Okay.
I can
Do you
do
remember
stuff.
what the count was when that
It was
happened?
a 1-2 count,
Oh, okay.
which in my mind is I'm up. Where it was kind of funny because it was like, yeah, I just think.
Oh, that's true, because you threw the waste pitch.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So it was up 0-2. I was like, I can throw whatever I want. And then I get
just
up.
try to get him to swing.
Yeah, and then I'm still up 1-2, so I'm like, I can throw still whatever I want until like a 2-2 count. I can throw a waste pitch.
Yeah.
So I go back, and they call it fastball, and it was pretty cool just because it's like I think everyone at that point kind of knew what pitch it was.
Yeah.
Just because I'd been throwing 90% fastballs the entire game. So at that point, everyone knows what it is.
Yeah.
But just like, it just got
Nerves
so
were
loud.
high. I mean that'd be rough being one of those last batters.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember being upset about being like the last batter to get out in 8th grade city league. So I mean, really, at the end of the day, it's a team game, and it all came together, and that was an excellent pitching performance there at the end. I mean, I've obviously watched you pitch for like a decade now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it'd be hard to say that wasn't the best performance I've ever seen out of you. So that was really cool.
It was pretty funny too because it was the catcher I've played with for years, so it was a pretty cool moment for both of us because we've had like so many tournaments where we have like gotten to like the championship and we end up just losing. Like either we just can't get, like I'm like pitching or something, I just can't get outs.
Yeah,
they're just hitting off me. So it was pretty cool for both of us to go and be able to actually win a tournament together.
Yeah,
because like
win
the state tournament. Yeah, it was cool.
That's really cool. Well, congrats. I mean, it's been like a month since then, but congrats.
It's been a while.
Valid. And I guess we'll move on to talking about mission stuff. So, when did you get your call? February?
I got it before baseball season even started.
Right.
Like we were like preseason stuff when I had gotten it.
So, I guess let's go back to you're opening your call. You see where you're going.
Yep.
What was your first thought with Cordoba?
Honestly, my first thought was, it's like I know where Argentina's at, but I got no idea where Cordoba is at.
Right.
So I had to go check to see where it is, and then the second thing was I was wondering how hot it was. I was like wondering like what the weather was there. So it has been pretty cool because Miley also went to the same exact mission.
We have a cousin that served in the mission where Caleb's going.
Yeah.
Which has been super helpful too.
Yeah.
It's
so
just, I don't know. I would call it crazy luck, but we know there's more to it than that.
Yeah. So I've been able to talk to her and ask her kind of like what to expect. So that's been nice.
Yeah.
And honestly, I didn't even know that's where. I knew she was in Argentina, but like until like it was like later that afternoon.
I didn't remember which mission she had served in either.
Yeah, it was later that afternoon when Mom came over and she basically she's like, "Hey, by the way, that's where your cousin went."
Served.
I was like, "Oh, sweet, that'll be handy."
Yeah. Yeah, under the same mission president as well.
Yeah.
So that'll be cool. Do you have any, I don't know, what's the best way to phrase this? Do you have any hopes or things that I guess goals would be the best way to say it, but it's hard to set super firm goals before you really understand what you're dealing with. But do you have any things that you would like to accomplish personally while on your mission? Like areas you want to, it can be vague.
That's the hard thing is like, cause not knowing like what's going to happen, like going into it, it's like some of my friends, it has been funny talking to them because they'll be like, "Oh yeah, my goal is to baptize this many people or do it like give, just like be able to do these things." I'm like, and it's like, I'm not exactly one that's going like, "Yeah, I'm going to go and try and do all these things." It's more of just.
Right. Honestly, a big part of it is just you're there serving the Lord, doing your best, and you do set lots of goals.
Yeah, we've been setting a lot in home MTC right now, so it's kind of funny to slowly, because even like I've had some short-term goals. Like one of them was a companion thing.
Short-term goals, not short-term girls.
I said goals.
Okay. We'll see.
I'm pretty sure I said goals. It might have been slurred, but it, like one of them was meet my companion before the mission.
Okay.
It was like we like set a goal of like try to meet up before, try to go to the temple a couple times before.
Yeah.
So it's been kind of funny because we kind of just molded a couple of those goals together.
Yep.
So we got that going. My companion, I really like him right now. He's chill. He's nice.
You really like him right now.
You never know what happens in the future. I thought I really liked you and the rest of the siblings,
Here we go.
but
At the beginning of the interview, it's my first time. Anyways, That's cool. I think goal setting is huge. You'll definitely learn a lot, and you'll change a lot based off of the goals that you try to implement. I think something huge on my mission was just, I don't know. I'll say this. It's, you get there and it's a very immersive kind of, I would almost say like invasive change, in the sense that there's nowhere to hide from the fact that your life is just completely different in a short amount of time.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that to try to scare the heck out of you right before you leave, but just the fact that you make such a jarring shift,
Mm-hmm.
and then you learn how to deal with it in a relatively short order.
Yeah.
It's cool. And I think there's a lot of those things on the mission where you're able to get a certain ways in and you look back and you say, I did that. I was able to overcome that. And because of that, I think I'll be able to go another little while with whatever my next goal is, whatever this next thing I'm trying to accomplish is.
Yeah.
So that's super cool.
Well, it has been nice because like the home MTC is like kind of like the main thing I've found out with it is it just tries to slowly bring you into it. It's like, because it's like you meet your companion on calls, you meet your districts, it's like you're slowly there, like getting like the lessons and like getting used to the schedules and stuff. But it's like, you're still at home. It's like, you speak Spanish in class or try to speak Spanish, but it's like, but you can also just literally walk downstairs and start speaking English to anyone you want to.
Right.
And then it's like the next step is Mexico MTC, where it's like
it'll be a little bit less of that.
You're in a different area. You don't like, you still have to, it takes a little bit of time to get used to it, but like.
And it's like you'll have people you can speak English with, because all the other gringos are going to be down there.
Yeah, it's all the gringos.
But it's not quite the same as having your family who isn't learning Spanish, who isn't going to speak. I mean, I know Spanish, Dad knows Portuguese, but besides that, generally you have to speak English here no matter what. Whereas there, it'll ramp up with more and more Spanish.
Yeah, it'll go from about like 10% Spanish, and that 10% is only in classes and stuff, to like
then you'll get to Argentina,
like 60.
and it's game over.
Yeah, you get to Argentina and it's just straight Spanish.
Yeah.
Unless you get lucky with a gringo companion after a couple transfers.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I only had Honduran and Guatemalan companions.
Yeah.
I loved it. Elder Lucas was my trainer. He was an absolute stud.
Did he speak any English?
He did. He spoke pretty good English. He speaks really good English now. But I think having a Latino companion at the very beginning definitely helps you.
Oh, because it forces you to.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, like just talking like on the calls and stuff, is there's a whole lot of kids going to the same mission as me. Like, like even today we were on like the little workshops where it's got like 100 kids, and I was just talking to, it was like we were like in a little breakout room. I was talking to like 4 kids, and one of them was like, okay, where are you guys going? It was like, I think it was, one of them was just Mexico, one of them was Italy, and then
interesting,
Italy speaking Spanish.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised about that. But then he asked me, he's like, where are you going? I said Argentina. And he goes, oh, where at? And I told him, he was like, oh, same. I was like, really? Yeah. So it was pretty funny, just because it's like,
I wonder if it is just going to be like one of those huge just influxes of missionaries, or maybe they lost a lot of missionaries recently. But. Yeah,
but because it's like I have my district, half of so there's 2 districts that I know of are going to like mostly Cordova. It's like it's mine. I think it's like 4H is like what they call it. The other one is like, I don't know, it's like 5F or something. It's just a different one. They're
just your group of districts.
Yeah, and ours is like all of the elders are going there, and then the other one, it's all the hermanas are going there.
Oh, gotcha.
So they just have it separated that way. So it is pretty cool. And I think there might be a 3rd district that's most of the elders are going there, because there's like 2 or 3 of the kids in that one big workshop that were like, oh yeah, this is where we're going, and I didn't.
So there's a few
recognize
more
them
here and there.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That'll be cool being in like one of the big groups.
Yeah.
You'll have to let us know how transfers work and how all that stuff works. It is interesting because it's like you're a missionary right now, but all that stuff is still over a month out. Like
Yeah.
just over a month out. So it's kind of like you said, they do a good job of easing you into
Mhm.
it. And
Well, a month.
ugh,
It's a
we need a voice
Auto-tune.
crack counter on this episode.
I think it's, let's see, because it's like if we are really going to Argentina in September,
Mm-hmm.
it'd be like, so it's like start July, August, September. So it's like 2 months, like total of like MTC stuff, but it's like that's like, let's see, what percent is that into your mission?
2 out of 24.
Yeah,
That is 8-ish% of your mission.
percent is just MTC is just trying to learn how to do stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did figure out by the time Gavin gets there, so he's planning on putting his papers in, doing that for like November. So he's got like family trips. So I was like, okay, cool. I'll be about 6 months in
Yeah.
by that time. I was like, oh wow.
That's how it was with a few of my friends.
Mm-hmm.
That they were like 7 months ahead of me.
Yeah.
Throughout the whole thing, I had another one that was a little more than 7 months.
Yeah. I was like, holy crap. I was like, but by that time.
So you're gonna be the old. I mean.
Yeah.
Old. You're gonna be the earliest missionary through your friends.
So I'm the first one, the July 1st. The next one is Josh, who's July 8th. So he's also pretty early in the year. Like it is funny talking to everyone because it's like most of them they're like, oh yeah, I'm leaving like July, like end of July, like 30th, and like all that stuff. They're like, yeah, I want to have my summer, but Josh and I had the same mindset of it's like, no, we got stuff to do when we get back. We got to get ready for college and do all that. So it's like we got to go get back.
Yeah, that's how I did it. Where I got back and I had the full summer.
Yeah.
You'll be thrown into baseball pretty soon right after that.
Yeah. I think the report day or like whatever day you're supposed to go to CSI is August, mid-August, I want to say. It's like August 23rd.
Yeah.
Around there.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Yeah.
So you'll get home, you'll have 2 months.
Yeah.
A little less than 2 months. We're getting close.
56, we're good still. I got like a minute.
Yeah. You have any expectations for your Spanish? How would you say your Spanish is right now so that you can feel badly about it when you watch this in 2 years?
I know. As of right now, like on a scale of like 1 to 10, like 10 being like, hopefully being at the end of my mission, being able to just speak fluently with.
Yeah.
Like 10 is like what I hope for at the end of the mission. I'd probably say about like a 2.
Okay.
I'm not.
That seems realistic. I don't think you'll feel bad about that.
I'm not. I won't. I don't want to be like too crazy because it's like going into it, like when I first like before I started MTC or done any of that, I would have been like, oh yeah, my Spanish is like a 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Like even they send you an email that are like, okay, test your Spanish kind of a thing. We'll let you know like just so we can like get you an MTC class or like that stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm probably like a 3 or 4. It was like maybe a 5 depending on how long it takes to remember the Spanish from class and stuff.
Yeah.
Because like I had like 5 years of Spanish. I was like, oh, I'll be set. And then MTC started. I'm like, yeah, no, it is completely different.
Yeah. Yeah. It hits you like a truck.
Yeah. It is not clear as Coke, as they say.
No.
in
No es tan
MTC.
claro como la coca. Do you want to like bear your testimony in Spanish or something to send this off?
I will try. We just learned about it, so I'm still getting.
It should be
figuring it
fresh,
out.
but
yeah, it should be fresh.
the worse it is, the better you'll feel about it.
That's true.
Or worse. I don't know. I think probably better.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Elder.
All right. Let's see. Yo sé que Jesucristo es el Salvador y yo sé que el libro de Mormon es verdad. Is that true? Y yo sé que el Espíritu Santo es muy fuerte y yo sé que el don de lenguas es verdad y en el nombre de Jesucristo, amén.
Amén. Gracias.